Leopard geckos are one of the few lizards that actually have eyelids instead of just licking their eyes for moisture. We're going to talk about that, and I wish I could lick my eyelids. We're going to talk about that and more fun leopard gecko facts while we sketch this little scooter. So let's just turn the page and get started. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 5:30 in the morning on a, goodness, is it Tuesday morning already? 5:30 in the morning on Tuesday mornings is when I like to do a little thing where I pull a random object from the Random Object Randomogrifier, a toy from the toy box, and I draw it and we talk about it. And today's random object from the Random Object Randomogrifier is a leopard gecko. Leopard geckos are named because they have for their leopard spots. That's their common name. They're named for their leopard spots. But as juveniles, they don't have spots. They have stripes. And our model here is somewhere in between. He's got some stripes on his tail and some spots there on the back, and then he's got some lighter spots on his back. So it's likely that this is meant to be a juvenile leopard gecko. Good morning, Rick. Rick says Pamela's on her way. What'd you say, Mom? Oh, Rick's in the chat. He says Pamela's on her way. But the leopard gecko is found in Afghanistan naturally. In Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Nepal, Iran, in the dry, grassy areas, and it is an unusual gecko in that, as I stated a minute ago, it has eyelids, and most geckos do not. Most geckos lick their eyes for moisture, and this little guy actually blinks, and instead of having the standard wide pad toes that geckos normally have, he has claws. And he's more of a ground scurrier. And I thought that interesting because I was curious how that managed to get him identified as a gecko if he has all of those differences. Why didn't they decide that this is either something new or something very different? And I never found an answer. If you find an answer, I'd be happy to know, but I never found an answer. Of course, I didn't really think of asking the question until like midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that. I had so many other questions. That I ended up going down many different rabbit holes with. Their scientific name, Eublepharis, actually means good eyelid. So the guy who described them was really proud of the fact that they had an eyelid. I'm making an awful lot of pencil marks. I better switch to ink before too long, because I can see how this will get distracting real quick. Their tails are full of fat. Me too, little lizard. Me too. Their tails are full of fat, and when they are attacked, they will actively amputate their own tail in an effort to get away. And that is a an extreme thing to do. It's an extreme measure to ensure their survival. But their tail will grow back. But when it grows back different. It grows back stumpier and blunt, and not as mobile, not as flexible. But it has to grow back quickly because they need that fat store back quickly. Good morning, Pamela. So they need that fat storage to come back quickly because they depend on that for their survival. But it doesn't come back the same. That was the important thing, is it doesn't come back the same, but they will amputate their own tail. I wonder how often it happens in captivity. These are one of the most popular. They were one of the first wild reptiles to be domesticated. And I'm not sure domesticated is the right word. But they breed well in captivity, and so they are a prominent feature of the pet industry. That arm comes out right behind that eyeball. Can't talk, Harding.
Sure has little black eyes.
He does. He has little beady eyes. You see them all over Instagram. They look like they're up to no good. They look like they're up to something. Because, like I said, they're very popular in the pet industry. I'm moving a pen.
I think they're changing colors.
Do their eyes change colors?
Yep. You can sometimes they turn yellow or green. When they're stressed, their little eyes are black.
Me too, little lizard. Me too. You know, it's an amazing thing. I don't really get stressed anymore. I don't remember the last time I was overly stressed. I'm actually living a pretty blessed life these days. I have a job I enjoy. Working with people I like. I got family that I get to visit with on a regular basis, daily. I get to talk to my mom daily. A lot of guys my age don't have that benefit. Wife and kids who love me and leave me alone. Yep, I'm living a pretty good life. I don't have the little stresses that cause my eyes to go black like these guys. Currently don't have to worry about where my next meal is going to come from. And I get to art with my besties every morning. I sure do appreciate that. That's not to say I wouldn't like to sleep in someday. Sleep is overrated. Anyway, these things are about 8 to 11 inches long. What is that, about the size of a hedgehog?
You're going to have to turn your paper towel over.
I can't have Pamela being stressed. I know. I usually change it on Wednesdays. There you go. There you go. I do usually change it on Wednesdays though. All right, let's see where we are here. I need some bands around that tail. But otherwise, I think I'm ready to erase all the pencil marks.
Well, thank you. I can stop cringing now.
Can't have you cringing.
It's almost time.
Almost time for my favorite part?
Yep.
Or is it almost time for the vermilion?
Both, probably.
I'm not seeing a whole lot of vermilion. There's some in there though. I see mostly ochre today. I can see a little vermilion though. Mostly ochre.
Oops, I'm shaking.
Touch of crimson. Oh, missed this whole part of his head right here. I didn't miss it. That's where the pen wouldn't mark. There we go.
Oh, yes, vermilion.
All right. Where are we? This is time for my favorite part of the whole process. This is, without a doubt, my favorite part of the whole process. This is the part that gives the whole thing life. To me, this is what transforms it from just lines on the page to a dimensional object. It's a bit dark. Up until now, you know, it's just lines on the page. But once you do this, it starts taking on shape. And I'm down for it. I'm here. Love, love, love it. So we said they don't have the little bulbous things on the ends of their feet like normal geckos. Normal geckos have those little sticky pads on the bottoms of their feet. These guys have claws. They're more grassland desert animals than they are than their cousins. They're normal gecko counterparts. And I keep saying normal gecko. You know, I'm still confused how these guys got classified as geckos, other than the fact that they just have the general overall appearance, body style of a gecko. I'm actually shocked they didn't just say this is something new or something else. The eyelids, yes, thank you, Pamela. The eyelids alone, it is my absolute favorite part. The eyelids alone should have classified them as something different.
Adults can like be up to 3 ounces.
Yeah, 3 ounces. Isn't that crazy?
And they can get up to be 11 inches long.
11 inches long.
They're skinny little dudes.
They're very popular in the pet trade. They're very very popular. You see them all over. You see them all over Instagram, making little smiley faces, looking ornery. Got his mouth too. You see, I forget his mouth. It's all right. We can fix that.
Can't go in my flower bed and he watches this window.
Oh yeah, we have Asian geckos that live. There's a population of Asian geckos that have taken over our front porch. They've been here since we've lived here. They're fun to watch. They are fun to watch.
Ours will saunter across the patio. And on the other side of the glass door is like her home. And she turns into a statue.
Just stares at him.
There's a let.
No.
They scamper away.
Not at all. They won't. They don't like people. Not at all.
We had an interesting thing yesterday with our birds.
Yeah.
There wasn't a bird inside. They weren't on the electrical lines. They weren't eating. They weren't on the grass. They were nowhere. I mean, it was just dead silent.
Yeah.
Kind of spooky. And I told your dad I wondered if they knew something about the movie that we didn't.
I've seen that movie.
Beach.
Well, it starts with the fact that they have a brain the size of a pea. A very small pea at that. They're not very good at reasoning. Their thought processes are food, not food, mate, not mate, water, not water, danger, not danger. And there are times, various times throughout my day, that that's all my thought processes are. So I can relate.
Of all the houses in your neighborhood, they'd probably pick the safest ones to take home.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because we'll sit and watch them for hours, or we used to back when the kids were littler.
I was struggling with the succulents. Any suggestions?
You mean like you can't find any new ones to draw, or you're struggling with making them look like succulents, or you're bored with them? Because that's me in rail cars.
Two and three.
Bored with them, and what was the other one? Struggling with finding ones to draw. Go for the unusual ones. The store-bought ones and the ones that are popular around Oklahoma are interesting, but there are a lot of succulents in South America that are completely wild, crazy. Dig some of them up.
Making them look like succulents.
I really like the way that's looking. Oh, you can't see. We're not on that camera. What camera are we on? There we go. I really like what's happened here. I really like the way that's looking. So I'm going to dry that real quick, and we're going to move to color. Making them look like succulents. You know, I have that same struggle. Let me dry this. We'll talk about that on the other side. Dryer. Well, without seeing which succulent we're talking about, Pamela, my first thing is shading. The first thing I would look at is shading the crevices and the highlights. And if you're going for color, lay the color of the spines down first, and then protect the spines with some Frisket or a crayon. Because to me, the real struggle is you lose the spines in the composition. Maybe we should do a succulent on Wednesday. That would be fun. I was actually thinking about doing an aardvark on Wednesday.
You mean Thursday?
Thursday, sorry, Thursday. Yes. I don't know why I'm thinking Wednesday. Yes, Thursday. But maybe we should do a succulent in solidarity with our friend Pamela. A little vermilion.
Beautiful one.
Say again?
There's some beautiful succulents. Some of them have such vivid colors.
Little vermilion to liven that up to give that some warmth before I move into the ochre here. That back leg got away from me. He's going exactly the wrong direction. We'll worry about that on the critique in 6 months.
There's a Roxanne's vermilion right now.
I bet that is. Ours probably is too, but I'm sitting in the garage, and the window that I could see that in is 2 rooms away.
You can't see it, it's cloudy. It's blank outside.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, don't ride your bike today.
Nope, it's stormy season.
Speaking of succulents, I'm gonna have to bring my kids. It's gonna be too much water.
Mm-hmm. I figured you just have good drainage.
Well, when you get 2.5 inches in about 20 minutes, it's kind of a downpour.
Right.
Yes, I have no idea.
Let's come back with some lavender here. I'm going to add in some lavender on the texture to make those colors pop. And then you can't really see stripes in my drawing, but I'm gonna use the eraser and pull those back out. So let me dry this real quick. I do like hot tea, Pamela. I don't drink it very often. I find it complicated.
Yeah,
What's that?
that's an interesting thing.
Complicated? You have to boil the water and then make the tea. You don't have that problem with coffee. Coffee, by the time the coffee's done perking, it's done. It's coffee. But with tea, you have to part of enjoying the tea is the calming down and the patience of making the tea and the not therapy. Therapy's not the right word. The meditative process of making tea. And I don't know if you've noticed this about me, but I don't really slow down much. It's not really one of my strong points.
See, it's an important control too. When we make our tea together.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh yeah, I get it. I get it. I completely understand. It's the process. The process is part of the fun. The steeping of the tea. That's why in Star Trek, when he walks up to the replicator and says tea Earl Grey hot, I'm like, nuh-uh, that's not how you enjoy tea. That's not how tea drinkers want the steeping. The steeping part is part of the enjoyment. So the males and females of these things are pretty sensitive. They're one of the reptiles that are heat sensitive during development. And it turns out there's a Goldilocks zone for generating males. If you see one of these things in the wild, you can pretty much assume it's female, because the Goldilocks zone for males is so specific that it doesn't happen often. For instance, that if it's below when the moment of sexual determination happens. So I mean, it's not the egg has to be kept at this temperature for the whole time. It's not the egg has to be laid during this temperature. It's not the egg has to be hatched during this temperature. There's a specific moment when the sex of the animal is chosen, when the gametes come together just right, and I'm not sure gametes is the right word there, but when the molecules come together just right to determine whether it's going to be a male or female, there's a moment. And that particular moment, if it is below 79 degrees Fahrenheit or above 93 degrees Fahrenheit, it'll be female. At that exact moment, it'll be female. It has to be 80 to 92 degrees for it to be a male. And the closer you get to the middle of that, the more likely you will have a male. The further away from the middle of that you get, the likelihood of malehood dwindles. And so if you're trying to create a breeding population in the pet industry, what do? Do you keep the tank at exactly, 34 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Celsius? What do you do during when the eggs are laid? How do you know if you miss when the eggs were laid? How do you know you're in the right time frame to hit that? Oh, it's 10 after 6. We got to get a move on. I'm done. I'm just adding some texture. There we go. But they began domesticating these things in the 60s, and they're one of the first reptiles to have been domesticated because they're fairly docile. They're nocturnal because they're, like I said, they're desert animals. Today's the 14th. Desert grassland animals, I should say. Dry grassland animals. They're not truly desert animals, but dry grassland animals. The 14th of July, 2026. And so they sleep during the day when it's hot and scurry about at night eating bugs. They're purely insectivores. They don't eat anything but bugs and maybe small animals that fit in their mouth. It's raining. I can hear the rain now. But the breeders, Pamela will like this, the breeders have come up with all different colors of these things. The breeders have come up with, there are three different albino strains, for instance. They have three different genetically different strains of albinism. They have a patternless one. They have one with a blizzard design. They have one in tangerine or vermilion. You can buy a strain of these that breed that are purely vermilion. You can have a tank full of vermilion geckos, and they come in solid black. And their eyes change color based on the environment. So that would be neat to have I'd have a tank full of tangerine and a tank full of vermilion and black geckos with little jack-o'-lanterns and flaming skulls. We could call it Halloween Town for sure. Okay, so there is my gecko based on the photograph. Let's see it from my perspective. I'm not entirely sure Pamela would want a pet gecko, but a vermilion gecko. Might be fun.
He's dropped off the shield belly.
There it is from my perspective. So that's what I did this morning. Tomorrow, what do we have tomorrow? What could it be? What could it be? It's an egg. The suspense. I know it's the suspense. I know the suspense is what drives everybody. Oh, yes. It is a California rabbit. California rabbits were bred specifically as meat animals, but that fur, that stark white fur, that I forget what they call it, but when you push it down or try to part it, it springs back up so that it stays insulated. And they have the 2 layers of fur. They have the soft fur underneath and the coarse fur on top for extra warmth and protection. They are stark white until they are exposed to temperatures which cause the markings that you see. We'll talk about that and more fun California rabbit facts tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. Texas time. So you're going to want to set your notification bell so you don't miss that. But otherwise, guys, thank you so much for joining me. This is... Hey there, Shar! Well, welcome to the end, Shar. But thank you so much for joining me. I do look forward to this every day when I get to art with my besties. I truly run down the stairs every day so I can be here, usually because I'm late. It gives me an opportunity to stay accountable to my art, and it is often to my art practice, and it is often the only art I get to do in a day. So I truly look forward to it. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure and tune in tomorrow, same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel, and then we dance. We dance until somebody says they see me dancing. I need lights on Bob back there, so that I need lights on Bob that distract away from the pile of mess back there, but still spookify Bob, because we're coming up on the Halloweeny season. But guys, we dance until somebody says they see me dancing. It gives you a chance to click the clicky thingies this way if you're on the horizontal, or this way if you're on the vertical. It gives everybody a chance to say hello and goodbye to each